Hi, I'm Amy. I'm a manifestation and relationship mentor, and this channel is all about merging spirituality and psychology so that you can manifest your relationships. And today's video is based on a question that I'm asked quite a lot, which is, how do I heal? What is the process for healing? So I'm going to dive into that a bit today. If you like this content, please consider subscribing to this channel and leaving this video a like so that other people have access to it. So the purpose of this video is to give you a very whistle-stop tour on what healing actually is and what the aim of it is. And you might feel a lot of questions come up, like, how do I know that I'm healed? Or have I done it right? Am I doing enough work? So I'm hoping all of that gets answered in this video. So let's jump in. So essentially, healing is giving yourself what you needed. So let's take, for example, a part of you, say from childhood, felt ignored by your caregivers, your teachers, your friends. But let's say there is a part of you that's coming up that really feels ignored. And, when you're on this journey with your SP and you're texting them and they're not texting you back, or they've just ghosted you, or they've blocked you, it is triggering this traumatic response, which is, I'm the one that's ignored. So the first thing to do is ask yourself, what does this remind me of? What does this present moment, what's happening right now, what is this reminding me of? Because the reason why you're so triggered by something happening right this second is never really to do with what's happening right now. Or maybe you're somebody who feels like you overreact to things. Now, the first question is, like I said, ask yourself, what is this reminding me of? Okay, so this reminds me of, say, for example, of me when I was ill, when I was younger. My mum used to ignore me, tell me I was lying, say that I was exaggerating, and I felt ignored. So the idea of healing is to sit with the emotions that are coming up, because the reason why they're still coming up and they're still within the body is because when we are small, when we are children, we haven't got the cognitive capacity to process heavy, painful emotions. The mind automatically puts a stop on that, because it's like the nervous system goes into overdrive. So if you think of it like a light bulb, for example, if too much electricity goes into this light bulb, the light bulb will stop working. And this is similar. It's like a fuse that blows, and it's there as a protective mechanism. It's not there to do you harm. It's not there so that it sabotages you. It is literally a survival mechanism, because when you are young, you cannot process painful emotions or heavy emotions. So you felt ignored. This ignoring a text message or whatever it is with your SP is making you feel ignored. So we go back to the original trauma. And maybe this was something that happened over a long period of time. Maybe you were never listened to. Maybe you were always ignored. Or it might be one really big one that made such an imprint on the subconscious mind that it remembers it. And every time it's triggered, the same feelings and the same thought patterns and also the same behaviors come up as well. So maybe you feel anxiety, maybe you feel despair, maybe you feel fear, but it's the same pattern that was going on from that original trauma. So how do we heal this trauma? So if it is that, say, for example, you've adopted this belief that I'm the one that's ignored, we want to heal that belief by giving ourselves what we needed. And what that would look like in this circumstance is, okay, where am I ignoring myself? How can I voice myself? How can I vocalize how I'm feeling to myself? And how can I give myself the space to express this? So an answer to that could be journaling your thoughts. So you might, get out of pen and paper and stay present with that part of you that feels ignored, so that it feels seen, heard, and understood. And this is how we heal anything. We are literally giving ourselves what we needed in that moment. And so I know I bang on about inner work and inner child work and shadow work, but this is essentially what you are doing. You are going back in time to where this originated from and giving yourself what you needed in that moment. So, okay, my parents ignored me when I was ill. They'd say exaggerated illness or whatever. You felt like you had to over explain, or that you had to exaggerate in order to be heard. So what can you give yourself now that you needed back then? So you can give yourself the presence, you can give yourself presence in the moment so that this feeling can be aired out. And also, it's important to notice what patterns of behavior did you adopt from that. So as I say, maybe you do over explain things because you automatically think that people are questioning or judging what you're saying, so you might over explain. How can you stop doing that? Because you don't need to. How can you stop doing that? So noticing the patterns that come up with that trauma is really, really important, because we want to break these so that if this happens again and we're ignored, we can not have the same reaction, the same painful reaction to it again. But also we can do something differently this time. And it's important to notice where you're ignoring yourself. So when you are on your day-to-day and your thoughts are floating around your head, are you actually listening to yourself, or are you saying, no, I'm not thinking that, I'm going to push it away, I'm going to bury it, I don't want to think these things because they make me feel bad? Because you might as well think them, because they're there anyway and the feeling isn't going anywhere, so you might as well process it, you might as well listen to yourself. Because in my experience, when I started listening to what I was telling myself and actually understanding myself a lot more, my self-confidence skyrocketed. And also I expected that from other people. So I wasn't expecting anymore to be ignored. I was expecting people to take me seriously. I was expecting people to treat me respectfully. So in essence, that is what healing is: giving yourself what you needed in that moment. So how do you know if you've healed? Well, the simple answer is, when these occasions pop up, you don't feel that horrible feeling anymore. It doesn't really register with you because you've changed your identity. So you're no longer the one that's ignored, because you notice you listen to you understand you. So your identity is shifted to, I am wanted, I am seen, I am heard, I am understood. So you see that shift, and you'll start to see the world through that lens, and other people will start treating you like that because you have shifted. So I hope that makes sense. Any questions that you've got at all, put them in the comments below and I will do my best to answer them. And I will see you in the next video.